Patriots fans, what a time to be alive. I mean, seriously, this is the kind of energy we've been waiting for all season. The New England Patriots are starting to look like the team nobody wants to face, and I can't lie, it feels good to say that again. There's been so much talk about rebuilds, rookie quarterbacks, and where this team really stands, but after what we just saw, it's not crazy to start thinking the Patriots could actually be real contenders in the AFC. Yeah, I said it. Contenders. And before anyone rolls their eyes, just look at the way this team has been playing lately. Right now, the Patriots sit in that 7th playoff spot, but the picture could shift fast. And honestly, with how wide open the AFC looks this year, there's every reason to believe this team could climb higher. There are no unbeatable squads out there right now. Every week, some top team gets knocked off by a supposed underdog, and it's showing that the league's full of parity. So if the Patriots keep playing like they did against the Saints, it's not a stretch to imagine them making a run. Let's just talk about that game for a second. Offensively, New England looked in total control. The ball movement, the time of possession, the confidence, everything was clicking. Over 300 total yards, more than 260 through the air, and not a single turnover. That's the key. No giveaways, no sloppy mistakes, just smart, clean football. Drake Maye looked sharp, calm, and completely in command. You can see he's getting more comfortable each week, processing the game faster, reading defenses, and making the right throws. It's starting to feel like he's becoming the guy, like this offense finally has a real identity again. And let's not forget how the defense set the tone early. The rush defense was rock solid. You're not running through the middle on this group right now. With Christian Barmore and Milton Williams clogging things up inside, and Q's Tonga playing like a wall, opposing teams are having to rethink their game plans. The Patriots' defense still has a few discipline issues. They need to clean up those penalties, but when they needed a big play, they delivered. That forced fumble late in the game, when Christian just punched the ball out, that's what championship-caliber teams do. They make the plays that swing momentum when everything's on the line. Now, if you look at the bigger AFC picture, this thing is wide open. The Colts are leading, but come on, are they really the scariest team in the conference right now? The Steelers are hanging around, but they're beatable. The Bills keep tripping over themselves. The Jaguars can't seem to find consistency. Even the Chargers, who barely scraped by Miami, don't look dominant. So yeah, the door's open. And if the Patriots keep this up, they could easily sneak into that top 3 spots sooner than anyone expects. And here's where things start getting fun, because we need to talk about Drake Maye again. The kid is playing out of his mind. Every single week, he's proving he belongs in the MVP conversation. And before anyone says it's too early, let's just be real. If we're going by performance, consistency, and impact, there's no reason not to include his name in that mix. Over the last 5 games, his passer rating has been over 100 in every single one. He's the only quarterback in the league under 23 to throw for over 200 yards and post that kind of rating 5 straight times, alongside Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino. That's elite company, and it's not by accident. This isn't a one-off stretch or a lucky streak. We're seeing real growth week by week. Against the Dolphins, he looked promising. Against the Steelers, he looked polished. Then he followed it up by torching the Bills and now handling the Saints with poise and precision. 18 completions on 26 attempts, 3 touchdowns, and not a single interception. That's the type of performance that changes a team's ceiling. When your quarterback is taking care of the ball and producing like that, everything else starts falling into place. Now, sure, the offensive line still has to improve. The running game hasn't hit its stride yet, and the penalties continue to be an issue, but that's what makes this so impressive. The Patriots are winning and competing even with those flaws. Once the line tightens up and the run game becomes more reliable, this offense could become flat-out dangerous. And there's something else brewing on this team that deserves recognition: Marcus Jones. This guy's doing it all. Week after week, he's proving that he's one of the most important players on this roster. Against New Orleans, he was everywhere. 5 total tackles, 3 pass breakups, and a couple of game-changing moments. You can throw him in coverage, line him up inside, send him on special teams, it doesn't matter. He's explosive, smart, and relentless. There's a real case to be made that he's become more valuable to this defense than almost anyone else right now. Extending him should be at the top of the team's to-do list, no questions asked. But let's be honest, what really had everyone talking after that Saints game wasn't just the Patriots' performance. It was the officiating. That game was one of the worst displays of refereeing we've seen all season. Missed calls, phantom penalties, total inconsistency. It felt like the officials were doing everything they could to make things harder for New England. There was that offensive pass interference on what should have been a 61-yard touchdown to Pop Douglas. The ref watched the play unfold, then walked backward and tossed the flag after the play was over. That's unreal. And then the pass interference that wasn't. Maye drops a perfect ball, the defender barely gets touched, and somehow it's called against the Patriots. You just can't make this stuff up. Still, credit where it's due. The Patriots stayed composed. They didn't lose their cool after the calls went against them. They regrouped, refocused, and scored anyway. That's the kind of resilience that shows this team is maturing fast. Sure, 11 penalties for 65 yards is way too many, but when you see how they responded to adversity, you can't help but be impressed. Now, looking ahead, things get personal. Next week, the Patriots face the Tennessee Titans, and that matchup has a little extra spice. You just know Mike Vrabel has been waiting for this one. The Titans are struggling. They finally scraped out a win against the Cardinals, but let's be real, they're not in the same class. This game means something deeper, and both sides know it. For New England, it's a chance to keep the momentum rolling and prove they're not just riding a hot streak. For Vrabel, it's personal pride on the line, and that makes it dangerous. But at the end of the day, the Patriots control their own destiny. The offense is clicking, the defense is stingy, and Maye is playing like a veteran beyond his years. The confidence is building, the locker room energy is shifting, and you can feel something special brewing. Maybe it's too early to start throwing around words like playoffs or MVP, but the signs are all there. The Patriots are no longer just surviving, they're starting to thrive. And if they can keep that focus and discipline through the next stretch, things could get very interesting in Foxborough. Now that we've talked about what this team has done to get here, let's look at what's next. Because the path ahead for the New England Patriots is where things can really get exciting, or, if they slip, extremely frustrating. This stretch coming up will define who they are. You can feel it in the locker room. You can see it in the way Maye talks to his teammates on the sideline. There's a different kind of focus, a new kind of belief. It's not arrogance. It's confidence built on proof. They've been tested, they've taken some punches, and instead of folding, they've fought back harder every single time. That's what separates good teams from those that fade away once adversity hits. The thing that stands out most about this squad right now is composure. Earlier in the season, when things went sideways, when the offensive line struggled, or when a penalty killed a drive, you could see frustration boil over. But against the Saints, they stayed cool. They didn't panic. That's maturity. That's leadership. And that starts with Maye. He's no longer playing like a rookie trying to prove himself. He's playing like a quarterback who expects to win. Every read, every check at the line, every decision feels deliberate. His chemistry with the receivers is improving too, especially with Pop Douglas and Keyshawn Bout. You can see the timing starting to click. When those quick slants and back shoulder throws hit rhythm, defenses have no clue how to stop it. But let's talk about what has to get better, because there's still work to be done. The offensive line continues to be the biggest question mark. There are flashes of brilliance, drives where they create perfect pockets and lanes, but then there are moments where Maye's running for his life. That inconsistency can't continue if they're serious about making a playoff push. The good news is that the unit has been healthier lately, and if they can build chemistry over these next few weeks, that protection will stabilize. When that happens, the run game will open up too, and that's going to make the Patriots even more dangerous. On defense, it's been a mix of dominance and frustration. The front seven is holding strong, shutting down run games left and right, but the secondary has to stay disciplined. Christian Gonzalez continues to lock down his side, but he can't do it alone. That's where Marcus Jones comes in again. His versatility changes everything. He can line up inside, outside, blitz off the edge, drop into coverage, even make plays on special teams. He's like a Swiss Army knife who somehow keeps adding new blades. The coaching staff clearly trusts him more every week, and for good reason. Players like that set the tone. Still, the defense as a whole needs to cut down on the mental mistakes. Those costly penalties, hands to the face, late hits, offsides, are giving away free yards and extending drives that should be over. You can get away with that against a struggling team like the Titans, but try pulling that against the Ravens or Bills, and you'll regret it. Discipline will decide how far this team goes. And we have to mention something that's been on every fan's mind, the officiating. It's not just one game anymore. Week after week, questionable calls are slowing down the flow of games, and that Saints matchup was the breaking point for a lot of fans. The frustration is real because the Patriots finally put together one of their cleanest performances and still had to overcome multiple phantom calls. It's hard to stay composed when it feels like the refs are inventing reasons to throw flags. But in a strange way, that adversity might actually make this team stronger. They had every excuse to lose their focus, but instead, they kept pushing. That's a mentality that championship teams build on. And while we're here, let's give some love to the unsung heroes. Guys like Ramondre Stevenson and Hunter Henry. They might not have eye-popping stats every week, but their impact is undeniable. Stevenson's ability to pick up tough yards on third downs has kept drives alive. Henry's blocking and leadership in the locker room are quietly holding this offense together. And when Drake Maye needs a reliable target in the red zone, Henry always seems to be there. These little things are what turn a good team into a great one. As the Patriots prepare for Tennessee, the storyline writes itself. It's not just another game, it's personal. Mike Vrabel has history here. He knows this organization inside and out, and you can bet he's been waiting for a chance to prove something. That emotion will spill onto the field, and New England needs to match it without losing control. Because if they come in flat or sloppy, the Titans are the kind of team that can sneak up and make you pay. But if the Patriots play to their potential, this could be another statement win, a chance to remind the rest of the AFC that they're not just back, they're building something dangerous. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Boston is buzzing this morning as whispers of a seismic shift in the NFL landscape make the rounds. Sources close to the team suggest that Christian McCaffrey, one of the league's most dynamic and versatile running backs, has arrived in Boston to what can only be described as a scene of celebration. While the Patriots have remained tight-lipped, insiders hint that the star player's presence in the city has sparked an immediate wave of excitement among fans and local media alike. Reports indicate that McCaffrey's arrival was marked by a small but spirited gathering of Patriots personnel and diehard supporters, waving banners and cheering as the athlete stepped off his plane. While official confirmation of a deal has yet to be released, the timing and fanfare have led many to speculate that the Patriots are preparing to make a bold statement in the coming season. Imagine a backfield featuring McCaffrey's trademark agility and pass-catching prowess alongside the Patriots' storied defensive schemes. The possibilities alone have analysts scrambling to recalibrate their predictions. Social media is already ablaze with photos, videos, and commentary from those claiming to witness the scene firsthand. From chants in fan forums to local news snippets, the narrative is growing. Boston might just have landed one of the league's most electrifying playmakers. Some insiders whisper about the potential contract structure, the team's plans for integrating McCaffrey into a high-octane offense, and what this could mean for the Patriots' draft and trade strategies moving forward. Whether this is merely a spectacular public relations move or the precursor to a headline-making signing, one thing is clear: the city is alive with anticipation. Fans and pundits alike are circling the calendar, counting down to the moment when speculation becomes reality. If McCaffrey does suit up for the Patriots, the NFL may be on the brink of witnessing a truly unforgettable chapter in Boston sports history. Until then, the buzz, the rumors, and the electric energy surrounding his arrival will keep everyone on the edge of their seats. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.